Hello, today what I want to do is go over my chest rig survival kit or day pack. First off, chest rig is usually up here at your chest. I find it harder to reach things and I have no reason to have it that high. So for myself, for comfort, I feel more comfortable when it's hanging low like this. Also, this is what it looks like side view. And I've got everything I need in this kit with my skill set, knowing the gear, to spend a few hours out here if I was lost or stranded, or even a few days. I weighed this kit here before I left, and it was just over 5 pounds, 5¼ pounds, and that's without water. So it's a very lightweight, compact kit, but it has a lot of gear in here. Now, every kit should be put together using a few rules, in my opinion, and you should know your gear and how to use it. Every kit for different regions may vary as well, so this here may just help people, give some ideas for people to make their own kits or add to what they already have. That's why I do these videos, is just because they may help someone, or you may have one of those aha moments kind of deal. So I'm gonna open this up, let you know what's in here and what I'm carrying. And what I wanted this for is, it's just simple. I can throw it on, go for a day hike, and if I did, for whatever reason, got stranded out here, then I have something that fits my needs to keep me safe throughout a night or even a few days if I need that before I'm rescued. So I have shown this kit before, but I have changed it around. I'm always changing my kits to fit my needs, or I might just see something in this and say, I'm going to change it out for something similar and still fits my needs. So the rules that I use are, it needs fire, it needs a way to purify water, and shelter. Shelter is very important, and a lot of survival kits lack the shelter. That is one of your most important items in a survival kit, is shelter. You can die within a few hours of exposure, so very important to have a shelter, in my opinion, in all your survival type kits. So first off, let's start with this. This here is the knife that I chose to put on here. It's a good knife, but I would probably have my belt knife on as well, my survival bush point, just because it's a larger knife. This one here is the Mora Garberg, and I've got it set up with Molly, so I can pull it out like this, use it, careful, put it back, it locks in place, and then this strap here holds it. So a good addition for a backup knife, or if I want a smaller knife for carving and such. But I usually always carry my survival bush point whenever I go in the bush, or a larger knife, just because this here is not going to delimb a tree fast, and it's going to take a lot longer to chop down an arm-sized tree with something like this compared to my survival bush point. So that knife is a great addition, and it's a very nice medium to light duty knife. Great idea for this kit. Also, this side I have the Baco Laplander, because I always want a saw out there as well. I usually carry this on my belt, so I have a knife and a saw always when I go out into the woods. But this one here will actually fit right in this pouch like this, and it's secure. So we'll work around these pouches here. This one has a bivvy in it. This here can be very important. It's a thermal bivvy, and it's a plastic type, not Mylar. I prefer the plastic, the stretchy emergency blankets over the Mylar myself, just because I've seen one little puncture in Mylar and it shred like a chip bag. So my personal preference is a plastic style, and this here is a nice compact lightweight bivvy bag. So it can be very useful, and it's waterproof. So right there, it can be used for many, many uses. So this here is my first form of shelter besides my clothing. So right there, goes in this pouch. I'll tuck in this string here, just so it doesn't get caught on anything, and put it down. In here, I've got my saw, like I mentioned. I've got a can of sardines here, and a couple energy bars. This here can be a great morale boost. If you're frustrated and things are not going your way, take a break. Eat a snack and such can really help with that mental attitude. And if you shut down mentally, your body follows. So food can keep energy up, and it can also keep morale up. So this here, I'm limited with how much food I can carry, but even a little bit is better than none. This side here in this pocket, I have a signal mirror plus a whistle. A whistle is very important, and knowing the international distress signal. So having a mirror is also important, because if you have something in your eye, you can check that for medical, and also it's good for signaling. So knowing how to signal also is very important if you're going to carry something like this. This is one of the most important items that I carry in my kits, and that is lighting. This here is just a flashlight that takes 2 AA batteries. And I also, which this here's my backup, I have a headlamp here that takes 1 AA battery. So these both take the same batteries, and right now they have no batteries in them. The batteries are in the bag. So that way I don't accidentally push the button and drain batteries. I put the batteries in before dark and when I need them. So that just makes sure I have good batteries whenever I need them. But having 2 lights, my headlamp is the one I'll use because it's hand-free. But if that fails me, I still have a backup light. If you have 2 headlamps, that's even better in my opinion. This pouch here is a 750 milliliter single-walled stainless steel water bottle. I don't have any water in this right now. I actually brought a coffee in with me on my hike, so I have options if I do get thirsty. There's a stream right there. So I didn't bother putting water in this for this hike, but there's water everywhere at this point. So that there is a stainless steel water bottle, and I can purify water in it and also boil teas. I can actually cook soup, do a lot with something like that there, if you know how to take it off a fire properly, and so on and so forth. So all this gear, like I said, you've got to know how to use it. So that's the outside pouches. Now in here, if you notice, I have my zippers off to the side. This is out of habit, because if you, on any type of backpack that has double zippers and such, if you put them up here, I have seen backpacks start moving back and forth, and they'll slowly open up, and people have lost. They go for quite a while. I've heard stories and such. Before they even notice, they just notice, wow, my pack's getting lighter. This is pretty cool. Next thing you know, they have a trail of stuff behind them. So very important to, this just little tip, put it off to the side like that. It prevents it opening up. So what I like about this is the way it opens up. I mean, it flops right down right like this. I can grab anything I need. Right up top, first aid. This here, I call them boo-boo kits, because that's what you're gonna fix with them. You're gonna cut or you're gonna fix a cut on a finger with a band-aid. There are some larger bandages in there if I have a deeper cut and such, but this is basically a boo-boo kit. Just for those cuts and scrapes kind of deal. Also, again, this here is more shelter. This is a double emergency blanket, and I have spent many nights this set up as a shelter in many types of weather and temperatures. This here has proven itself to be a great piece of kit. Now, also, I've got some hand warmers as well in there, just in case, because I use this year-round. Now this bag here, or this tarp, like I said, I can make it into a shelter, but I can also just wrap it around me for waterproofing as well. So many uses there. I've also got a life straw, and this here, I can go right over to that stream and drink. I don't have to boil water. So a good water filter is a plus in any kit. In here, what I have is another tarp. And this tarp here is a heavier duty than the one I have, but it's also a very good size. It's 8 foot by 5, the same thing as the other one. So another tarp. These are so lightweight and they do so much for you. So I have 2 tarps plus a bivvy for shelter, which is very important. Also some fire starters here, which are great fire starters. They last a long time. Also in here, got a ferro rod and striker. This here is fat wood. It's a fat wood handle that I put on this a while back. Plus it has the striker right there. Works great. Lit many fires with it. And in here is a lot of bank line and paracord. So I've laid it all out here so you can see and I can quickly go over it. So right here, I've got snacks. So this is for morale and keep my energy up. Got a way to signal as well, very important. I've got cutting tools, got a knife, and a saw, which these here I've used many times and they can get the job done. Like I said, light duty to medium, but they can do larger tasks as well. In here, various bank line lengths and paracord. Headlamp and handheld flashlight. So I have lighting, also very important, because you may misjudge on firewood and you may have to go and find a little bit of firewood, but always keep your camp in sight. Do not leave that you cannot see your camp at night. This here is a bivvy. Also, I've got 2 other tarps that I can use for rain protection, but I can also set up for shelter. So shelter is very important to add to any kit. A ferro rod. A ferro rod I light 99% of my fires with, and I am very proficient with a ferro rod. So having something that you know how to use is very important, but I also have these match style as well. Just strike them, they light up, and they burn a long time. I know, and I mostly use natural tinder, but this here is quick fire, just in case I can't find the natural tinder at the time. Water. Right here. This here, I have a way to purify water right by boiling with this. Also, I have a way to just drink right from a stream or a water source. So I have 2 ways to get safe drinking water. These here, hand warmers, they can just add a little bit more warmth where you may need it. So it's just very simple to carry. Why not? And lastly, first aid. Also, it can help from infection and also stop bleeding. So very important. So I've got everything back in the kit here, and I'm ready to just go out and enjoy the outdoors. So I'm going to continue with my hike, but I thought I would share this just because it may give some people some ideas on their own kit. It doesn't have to be a chest rig. This here is just comfortable for me to carry, and it's easy to access and get what I need. So this here I just threw together, and using those few things that I always put in a kit: shelter, fire, water, and signaling, as well as first aid. So knowing your kit, knowing what you need in your area, and having the skills to use that kit is very important. Thanks for watching, take care, and all the best.